Hello, America. Dave Hodges here, host of the Common Sense Show. We are the show that is freeing America one enslaved mind at a time. Thank you so much for joining us. Really good to be with you. Bottom line is here is we're going to do a consumer alert, and this is just now reaching the authorities. There are legal lawsuits filed on what I'm going to tell you. So I'm not giving you the opinion of a disgruntled consumer. I'm trying to make you aware so you can put your voices behind the legal actions that are going on. It's nice that we're doing this. The biggest violators of antitrust legislation, and this is what we're going to be talking about, is not Amazon, but we're going to talk about Amazon today. The biggest ones happen to be the power brokers, the private equity firms, BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard, and that particular group. But Amazon, right, it needs to be reined in. And we're going to talk about what they're doing to drive up your costs and the unethical and what some state attorney generals are saying illegal actions, with California being the latest state to sue Amazon. We're going to talk about that. And there's really nothing you can do because Amazon approach is all encompassing. They're fixing prices online across multiple companies, companies that are supposed to be their competitors, and they have found a way to rig the system. And we're going to talk to you about what that is. And then I'm going to encourage you to write to your state attorney general and say, California is suing Amazon on these points. Why aren't you? Hopefully, we'll get lower costs as a result. Anyway, you know who I am, Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show. We are the show freeing America, one enslaved and hopefully one enslaved soul at a time, one enslaved mind, one enslaved soul. It's a good combination to unlock. And we defend God, family, country, and also, too, we try to help the oppressed. And in this case, the consuming public is the oppressed. We are brought to you by what I like to call 7702. Joe Lombardi is a financial genius, and he's the CEO of Ironhawk Financial. He was really one of the first guys to unlock privately what the top elite were doing in this country with a loophole, legal loophole in the IRS system known as IRS Code 7702. Set up IULs and the life care, health insurance, life insurance, bundle it together for your particular needs, and then learn how to make massive amounts of money on it. It's how the rich got super rich, and it's all legal and they don't pay tax. And now you can find out how to do it. Joe Lombardi will work with you on this if he thinks he can help you. Now, they'll tell you in the first few minutes, yeah, we can help you. This will be good for you. And it takes, as Marianne McAdore says, she's the COO. She told me in a recent interview, she said, Dave, it takes 6 weeks to 6 months. What I find, though, too, it typically takes about 60 days, typically. And I'm going to tell you right now, this is unlocking wealth. It's recession proof. It won't hurt you to find out if it can help you. So all you got to do is go to dhhawk.com, dhawk.com, and leave your contact information, and one of the team will call you. And I'll say this too as an add-on. Two people from my audience benefited from this, and they loved it so much, they went on to become agents for Ironhawk because you might be dealing with them. dhawk.com. Okay. Let's take a look at Amazon's unethical practices, but let's first of all talk about what a monolithic giant they are. They directly control 40% of all online sales. What? Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you remember, they're not the lone giant in this business. You've got Walmart and Target and others, but they control 40% of the market. But what they do is an absolute scam, and it's illegal. And that's the words of the California Attorney General. He says they're breaking laws. So what they'll do, first of all, is they have this AI scanner, and it scans all the competition. So let's say that they're doing Smith and Jones shorts, and they sell on the Amazon site for $30, But if you go to Target, it might be $25. What? Yeah, yeah, good price. Now, what they do automatically in their pricing system, when they find that difference, boom, they bring it down right now. It's instant price change to match the competition. Instant. Pretty amazing technology. I don't really have a problem with that part of it. Where they get illegal is how they deal with the Smith and Jones shorts. They send them a letter. We understand that you're selling this product or making it available for this price when you're making it available to us for that price. And they use this language, you must resolve the difference. So what they do is they have to go back to the vendor, say it's Target, and tell Target, hey, we're not charging enough. We got to up this. Hmm. What's that do to their profits? And to some degree, for consumers that pay attention, what's that do to their credibility? So they take a double hit on this. This is not good. And this is manipulation illegally of another company's pricing. It's one-sided collusion. It's basically holding the second company, in this case, Target or Walmart, they're holding them hostage as well as the company. Now, what if the company won't comply? Because legally, Amazon can't make Smith and Jones shorts go and tell Target, you've got to increase that price to match this price over here on Amazon. Well, okay, when you check out, they have the buy now button, don't they? Right? But they also have recommended, and your Smith and Jones shorts might show up on other people liked, and they list them. You get a lot of sales from that, a lot of sales. In fact, some companies say it's survival mode to have that on there. But what Amazon does to punish the non-compliers is to take the buy now and the recommended suggestions away from that company until they comply. This is antitrust stuff. It's illegal. But ladies and gentlemen, if you think Amazon is the only one doing it, they're huge or monolithic, 40% of all sales online. But as I said, Vanguard, State Street, BlackRock, you look at the data center people, you look at the AI industry, you look at the military industrial complex and their spin-off corporations that have no competition between them. They're pretty much doing the same thing, but see, they're sacred cows and they're not being touched. And it's a case of rules for thee, but not for me. Well, I, I love to hearken back to this example. My Savior walked through a bunch of business people, the bankers, the money changers, and he was so infuriated, righteous anger, he started tipping over the tables, chased him out. I think if Jesus were walking here in physical form, he'd be doing the same thing. We need to call light to these practices. They're unfair. They punish the small businesses. And by the way, there's another factor I should probably add into this. I've I know some of the vendors that do Amazon sales and Target, Walmart too. And I know some of them personally. And here's what they told me. One of them told me, actually, two of them told me this pretty similar story. When they were doing this 10 years ago, they got charged about 12 to 15% markup. Amazon. You care to guess what the markup is today for Amazon's take? I mean, this is like the sheriff of Nottingham. They're taking 50%. And that's another issue that the California Attorney General is suing on because it's predatory. And it's discriminatory against small businesses. Big corporations that have massive volume that work through Amazon, they probably don't like it, but they can absorb it because of their volume. But if you're a small businessman and you've gone from 15% markup to 50% markup, that could be a business killer. Totally unfair, but am I surprised? No. If you've ever seen exposés done on Bezos, I don't think you should be surprised. This man is all about money. And what do we say? The root of all evil is the love of money. Well, we're seeing that played out here. No one denies someone's right to make a decent profit, but not to where it breaks our antitrust laws and is predatory and exploitive and causes you, the consumer, to pay more money. Add your name to the list. Write your state attorney general and say, will you please look into these practices? And then the second thing you should do is write people in your Congress, okay, one letter, copy paste, send up your two senators and your one rep and say, will you do something about this? Congress? Probably not. They're part of the oligarchy, but it doesn't hurt to try. I'm Dave Hodges. This is the Common Sense Show. We'll see you back here again next time.